So we finally have the reveal dated for the Xbox Series X games, and I am insanely excited to see what they have to offer. It is going to be on July 23rd, which is only 2 weeks away, and I am just super hyped to see everything that Xbox has to show after the less than stellar last generation, where they didn't really give us any groundbreaking or that many just notable exclusives at all. There is of course a lot of pressure for them to show off some quality games and quality exclusives, and by exclusives I obviously don't mean true console exclusives, because everything they make now goes to PC, which you can have your opinions on that however you feel, but I don't have a huge problem with it other than the fact that you really don't own a reason or have a reason to own an Xbox anymore, because if you want to play any of those games and you have a good enough PC, why would you not just get them on PC? However, I do also understand the point that a lot of people like the console kind of mentality with it, where you just want to sit down and relax. You don't want to have to go through the process of playing games on PC, which there's people that go for each different camp, and I understand the reasons on both sides. That is just an interesting fact about something that Xbox is doing that is significantly different than PlayStation, even though a lot of PlayStation exclusives from the last generation are now making their way onto PC, like Horizon Zero Dawn and just things like that. So I do want to discuss some comparisons kind of between the PS5 and Xbox Series X, just to kind of see what the two consoles are doing differently, the things they're doing well, maybe not so well, and just kind of compare some things. Again, not really getting too console warsy. I obviously am a huge Xbox fan, I always have been, but I have a PS4 as well just to play some of the great exclusives they have. And so far, if I had to choose one console to get right now, it would probably be a PS5, just because we've actually seen games from the PS5 and not from the Series X. However, I do hope that changes in exactly 2 weeks, where we will be seeing the Xbox Series X games. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So it seems pretty obvious that the priorities lie in completely different places for Sony and Microsoft going into the next generation. Sony wants to continue making their polished AAA, critically acclaimed exclusives that everyone loves, and it looks like they're already pretty much started doing that with the reveal. We got to look at a bunch of new games, specifically the one that they started off their show with, which was amazing and I loved, was Miles Morales. Loved the first Spider-Man game. That's the reason I bought a PS4, and I didn't regret it because I was able to play Horizon Zero Dawn and Detroit Become Human and God of War and just all the other great exclusives that I really enjoy from their console. So they are obviously going to be continuing that trend from the looks of it with PlayStation 5, obviously starting off with Miles Morales, like I said, looking like it's going to be a launch title. Even if the game isn't as big of an experience as a typical AAA game, it does seem like it's going to be around $40 and just not as big, probably reuse a ton of assets from the first game. However, Microsoft is clearly more focused on a more consumer-friendly approach with services like Smart Delivery and Game Pass, and also it is worth noting that from the looks of it, the Series X will be a technically more impressive console than the PS5. Again, that doesn't really say much when you don't have the games to back it up, but that is still worth noting. So that is cool. The PS5, in terms of their physical designs, has at least for me, much more bold and exciting and just interesting design than the Series X. The PS5, you walk into a room, people are going to notice that. It just looks really sleek, and the way they incorporated the 5 with the Roman numeral into it is just really cool. And at first I thought it was a little weird, but I really like it now. I think it looks great. I love the new white, and it's something bold that's like, this is a new Xbox, or a new console, a new generation, and it's something huge. The Xbox Series X, when it got revealed at the Game Awards, looks so lame. It's obviously there was all the fridge jokes, but it's just a big black rectangular prism, and there's nothing special about it. It's really weird, and I'm just not the biggest fan of it. However, I do think, obviously it doesn't really matter. It is still worth noting though that it's kind of reflective, I feel, of the kind of mentalities going into the new generation for the different consoles, with PS5 having just a much more bold and probably interesting take going into the next generation currently. Xbox does seem to have a better backwards compatibility selection going into the next generation, but PS5's also looks like it will still be great, and there's of course a lot of it depending on the two biggest things in total, being the games and the price. The price for neither console has been revealed yet, but that may change during the Xbox Series X thing. I'm not too sure if it will. I'm thinking it probably won't, but one of the companies has to reveal their price first at some point, and then we'll see how it goes. And of course there are the leaks with maybe an Xbox having another Series X version that's way cheaper. Some rumors are saying even as cheap as $200, which I think sounds crazy, but we are going to have the PS5 ones. I'm thinking a lot of them, maybe one being $500, one being $400, or maybe the Xbox doing something way cheaper, like 4 and 3. We'll just have to see. But for me, about this reveal event in 2 weeks, Xbox for me just has to literally bring everything they have from all their different studios in order to prove that they're really serious about making games in the upcoming generation. Obviously, the biggest game that literally pretty much their entire brand is riding on will of course be Halo Infinite. Now, for me, what you have to do for this game is give it a ton of time to reveal pretty much everything people want to know about the game. You need to reveal a story trailer, campaign demo, multiplayer footage, and just tons of other details on theater, forge, bring back firefight, all the different things that people have been talking about they want in Halo 6 for years. Go ahead and just lay it all out in a big reveal that gets people really excited and wanting to buy a Series X just for Halo. If this game fails, then Xbox will be off to a terrible start for this generation, and we don't want that to happen. In addition to Halo, we'll also probably see Hellblade 2 like we got at the Game Awards, and then rumors have been rampant with speculation about tons of other games like Fable 4, a new Perfect Dark, and just tons of other new announcements. And of course, it is worth noting that Xbox acquired 15 studios, I think they said around a couple years ago, and it's finally time to see what they've been up to. They need to show off quality games from like studios like The Initiative and just all the other studios they have making great games. Hopefully they need to show off, and it really is all just riding on that. And I am really excited to see obviously what they have to offer. The PlayStation event, even not being a huge PlayStation fan myself, I still thought it was really interesting. I really enjoyed it, just because there were so many, and there were even games that weren't exclusive to PS5 that I still found interesting, like Hitman 3 and just other announcements like that, which I thought were really cool. So hopefully we can get some more third-party announcements from Xbox. That would be awesome. Maybe just something that no one's expecting, or just completely out of thin air that no one really is thinking about or anticipating to really blow people away. Will not only bring a lot of popularity to the event itself, but also will bring a lot of attention to the Series X, even if the game is of course not exclusive to it. So guys, that's about all I have to say. I just want to give a quick overview of some stuff today. I will be out of town next week, the week before the event, but after we get back, we will have the event, and I obviously will be doing a ton of stuff for Halo, probably like a live thing, videos afterwards, and just all kinds of things about that. But I am just ridiculously excited, and I cannot wait to see what Halo has to offer and what Xbox overall has to offer going into the next generation. Let me know what you guys think about the upcoming Xbox Series X event. What do you want to see from Halo Infinite in order for the event to be a success? And let me know what you all are thinking. Thank you guys for watching. Majestic Gaming.